Welcome to Awaken with Sulkina, a space where we dive deep into soul growth, quantum manifesting, and spiritual awakening. I'm your host, Sulkina, and I'm here to guide you through the beautiful, messy, transformational journey of waking up to who you truly are. Each week, we'll explore the shifts, the challenges, and the miracles that come with awakening. Your soul is here to evolve, and you're not meant to do it alone. So let's walk this path together. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Awaken with Sulkina. I am so excited for this episode because we are going to talk all about emotional availability. I hear this a lot from people in my comment section, from people in my messages. They're like, my specific person is hot and cold. My specific person is not conforming to me. They don't care about my emotions. Like I try to talk to them, but then, they ghost me. And that just got me thinking about the importance of being emotionally available to yourself first and what that means. Because if you are not emotionally available to yourself, you're going to want to seek that from somebody else. So, in this episode, we're going to go through everything like what is emotional availability, signs of emotional availability, signs of emotional unavailability, because it's also important to know the other side of this spectrum and how to become more emotionally available to yourself. And finally, how emotional availability to yourself will naturally help you attract a healthy partner. All right. So let's start with what is emotional availability and why it matters. So, emotional availability simply means it's your ability to recognize, feel, express, and hold space for your own emotions and ultimately the emotions of other people. It's your capacity to stay open and present even when emotions are uncomfortable. And this includes, again, your emotions, or somebody else's. But from my experience, it is very difficult to be emotionally available to somebody else if you are not emotionally available to yourself. And this means that if you keep judging yourself for feeling certain emotions, then chances are if you see somebody else experiencing those same emotions, you're not going to know what to do, or it's going to make you feel so uncomfortable that you're just going to avoid it. And essentially, being emotionally available is about nurturing intimacy with yourself first. And this means that you need to feel safe enough inside your own body to experience the full range of your emotions, your feelings. Feeling safe in your body and heart, I would say, right? Without emotional availability, real authentic connection is impossible because you can only connect as deeply with another person as you have connected with yourself. I think there's a quote that says that, right? It's like other people can only meet you as far as they have met themselves. And you can also meet other people as far as you've met yourself. Like if you struggle to go deep within yourself, then you're going to struggle to go deep with another person. Hi, my love. My cat is like trying to play with my mic. So, emotional availability is really the bridge between your soul and somebody else's soul. And you cannot build that bridge. You cannot build that connection. The bridge is your connection to another person. You cannot build that connection if you're hiding from your own emotions, if you're hiding from your own self, if you keep judging yourself for feeling emotions like sadness or anger or frustration or disappointments. Like if you judge yourself for feeling all of these things, and if you just intellectualize these emotions, or you try to run away from them, or you try to fix them quickly without feeling them, you cannot expect other people to be that same way to you, right? Because when you want to attract a healthy and an emotional, available partner, you have to know what that is within yourself too, like in your life. Because if you don't know what that is, then you're always going to keep seeking this externally outside of you. This is when you have that unhealthy dynamic of wanting another person to fix you or looking for love outside of you because you physically cannot feel it within yourself. And so you're seeking it outside of you, thinking that, you can get it from somebody else. Okay, so now let's talk about the signs of emotional availability in yourself and in other people. Okay, so the first thing is this is always the first step, is self-awareness. That you can actually name what you're feeling and why you're feeling that way without any judgment. So when I say without any judgment, it means you're not attaching a story to it. So you're not like, oh my God, I'm feeling this way because I did not get enough validation from my father, and this is all my father's fault, and I wouldn't be this way if it wasn't for my dad, and my dad should have been better, and if my dad didn't do that, then I would be a different person. Like, that is judging yourself. Like, you can literally stop yourself from going into all that spiral simply by saying, I feel angry in this moment. I feel angry because this person did this, and that's okay. I feel angry and I can understand where this anger stems from my childhood. My father didn't validate me enough, and that's okay. So you don't follow the spiral. Like, once start to externalize it and say, if only this person didn't do this to me, then I would be feeling different. If only this person was better, then I wouldn't feel this way. I wouldn't have to go through this. Like, that's not self-awareness. That's judgment. I'm interrupting the episode real quick, but if you're trying to manifest your specific person but still feel stuck in the same old story, it's time to go deeper. You cannot manifest a new version of them if you're still holding on to the old version of you. That's exactly why I created Forgive and Recreate Your SP. This is my transformational workshop to help you release the past, shift your energy, and finally become the version of you who receives the love you've been desiring. We're not chasing, we never chase our specific person. We are going to heal on a deep level. If you're ready to stop repeating the same cycles and finally create a brand new story for yourself and your specific person, this is your invitation. Join me inside this workshop. I would love to have you in there. You'll find all the link in the show notes. And now back to the episode. So the first step is you need to name what you're feeling. The reason why this is important, the reason why it's important to know what you're feeling is because you're allowing that emotion to come through. So, okay, sometimes when you're really deep in this emotion, it's hard to name it, and that's okay. Right? Because healing is not happening in your brain, it's not happening in your mind, it's happening in your body. So, if you cannot name the feeling, but you can describe it and be like, well, I don't know what this emotion is, but I'm feeling a tightness in my chest. Like, that's awareness as well. So it's like I'm feeling this tightness in my chest and I'm tending to this tightness in my chest. I don't know why I feel this way. That's awareness too. I don't know why I feel this way, but I am feeling it in my body. It's being aware of the feeling and not really like what your mind is telling you about the feeling. So maybe I should say that it's self-awareness in your body more than anything. The second sign of emotional availability is your willingness to be vulnerable with yourself. And I've been on this journey for a long time, guys. Like, I, had my first spiritual awakening journey when I was 17 years old, actually 16. And I still find it difficult to be completely vulnerable with myself and totally soften into my body. Like, every time I feel an uncomfortable emotion, and I'm kind of going through it right now, my cat is at the vet, and it's like I find myself waking up every morning not wanting to go through my routine because I'm identifying so much with my 3D reality where I'm like, I don't know what she's feeling right now. Like, I don't know if she's safe right now. And I just want to go to the vet and I just want to, wake up, take a shower, go to the vet right away, like without doing anything. And I can tell that that is also a way that I'm escaping this discomfort that I'm feeling in my body. So I literally have to force myself every single day, like for the past few days, to just be vulnerable and be like, hey, it's not silly to feel this way. for your cat. Like I can even feel my brain judging me in the sense like, "Oh my God, just chill. Like why are you so attached to your cat?" And I'm like, "What am I thinking?" Like it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to let your guard down and literally tell yourself like, "Hey, I'm feeling this way." And I am going to let my guard down and I'm going to allow my heart to feel exactly what it's feeling. And I'm not going to judge it. Like I'm not going to attach it to any story. So your willingness to be vulnerable with yourself is really important. And I think that being vulnerable too is just not it's about not judging yourself as well, right? It's like not thinking that being soft or feeling more is like silly. It's more like this is how I feel. And I choose to be vulnerable in this moment. Like, yes, I am very uncomfortable and I am willing to open up to this. I'm willing to be vulnerable to this discomfort, which kind of takes us to the next sign of emotional availability. It's your ability to sit with discomfort, it's your ability to not run away, not numb out, not lash out when your feelings are coming up, when it gets intense. What I mean by running away from your emotions is again, like going into your head, right? So I think there is a time and space for talk therapy, for journaling. But I feel like when you brain dump way too much, like you try to analyze too much of where this belief comes from, at what age was I when I first experienced this belief, like all of that has its place, of course. But when you get stuck in that, that is a way that you're also running away from your emotions because it's safer to be in your brain. It's safer to be like, okay, let's just find out where this comes from, right? Rather than, again, coming up to that first sign of just sitting in self awareness with your feelings. Maybe I want to correct myself too when it comes to that self awareness. Like when you try so hard to name it and it's not coming, don't force. Because yes, it may be helpful to know that, what you're feeling is anger or sadness or disappointment or regret, any of that stuff, guilt, shame. But sometimes your body knows faster or your body knows more than your mind. So it's like, even if you cannot name it, it's okay. So you're focusing on the feeling. Like I said, right? It's like, oh, if it's a tightness in your chest, then you just focus on the tightness in your chest. The ability to sit with your discomfort too is not numbing out. So this is not like you feeling uncomfortable and then you just scroll on TikTok or on Instagram, right? Smoking, drinking, vaping, all of these things, overeating, binge eating. Like, this is a way that you numb out. This is a way that your emotions come up. And instead of dealing with it and sitting in that stillness with the discomfort, you're like, I just don't want to get into this. And that's not emotional availability. That is you running away from your emotions. And lashing out is basically when somebody triggers you, and instead of working on the trigger, you're just blaming the other person. And this is normal. I get it when somebody annoys you or somebody says something that you don't like. This is why they say, right? It's like they push a button, but it's like that button already exists within you. So kind of like work on why it bothers you rather than blaming the other person for what they did. And of course, some people need to be held accountable. Okay, I'm not saying that you just become a doormat, but it's more like the fast track to healing is actually not blaming other people, it's working on yourself. The next thing is consistency. So this means that you don't just show up one time or two times, you show up constantly. You show up for yourself every single time and not just when it's convenient to you. You'll be surprised. I see a lot of people in my own life where they run away from the smallest sign of conflict or the smallest sign of somebody wanting to have a conversation with them. It's like their nervous system immediately shuts down and signals conversations as conflict or conversations as a threat even before it happens. And that is you trying to run away from feelings. from emotions. I remember when I was going through my heartbreak, and one of the reasons why I didn't want to let go was because I didn't want to feel. Like, I remember telling my friend where I was like, I just don't want to go through it. I don't want to feel the emotions. And that was me being very emotionally unavailable. And yet I was complaining about how my ex was not emotionally available. Like, how funny was that? Because I was so emotionally unavailable to myself. I wasn't willing to meet myself, my emotions, and yet I wanted another person in my life to give me that. That's not how reality works. I look at, my journey now. I don't talk with my ex anymore, but I think about that. I'm like, if I were to talk to him now, he probably would say I was like not fun to be with during that time. And a few years ago, that would have triggered me. But now I'm like, no, I completely get it because I was so emotionally unavailable to myself that I was clinging onto somebody else to give me emotional availability. Okay. The next sign is having boundaries, but still being open. I talked about this in a previous episode about the Tao Te Ching, and I shared about Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul. He talks a lot about opening, like being open. And being open is like you just honor your heart, you honor your emotional needs, you honor your limits even. Being emotionally available does not mean that you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean that like, oh, you're just letting everybody in and it's like, oh, whoever dumps their emotions onto you. You're just like taking it in, taking it in. It's not that at all. But it means that you are real, present, and authentic to yourself. And this also comes with being rooted in self-respect. So if you feel that you have hit your capacity, it's okay to tell somebody, like, hey, I currently don't have the space for this right now. And I'm so sorry. You don't have to feel bad for setting those boundaries. And honestly, now, whenever my friends come to me and they tell me that they're feeling a certain way, I'm always asking them, like, do you want me to just listen to you or are you looking for feedback? Like even that I'm asking them, right? It's like, do you just want to vent to me? Like, do you just need somebody to listen to this? Or would you like me to help you move through this? I say that when I have the capacity to hold space for somebody. And similarly, when I want to share with somebody, I ask them too. I'm like, hey, are you open? Like, do you have space for this? Because I'm about to go off. So it's okay to kind of check in before you share anything with your friends. And by the way, I'm talking about really close friends, okay? Not like some random stranger, because that's awkward. Like if you just go up to like strangers and be like, can I share my life with you? Although I don't know what energy I give out, but it's like everywhere I go, people just tell me their life story. Like waiters, flight attendants, taxi drivers. And all I have to say is, how are you? And they're like, today, 10 years ago. I'm like, bro, I literally know your entire life story and I don't even remember your name. But this happens to me a lot, which I guess says a lot about my energy. So maybe I need to fix it. But anyway, okay, so those are signs of emotional availability. Now let's get into the signs of emotional unavailability in yourself and others. By the way, these are signs that you can see in yourself and others as well. So even the signs of emotional availability, pay attention. Like, do the people in your life have those signs? Okay. So, the signs of emotional unavailability, number one, the biggest one is that you avoid emotions. You minimize it, you intellectualize it, you numb your feelings. We kind of went through this instead of feeling them, right? So, minimizing is like, oh, it's not a big deal. Kind of like me with my cat in the vet. It's like, it's not a big deal. Like, I shouldn't feel this way. So, instead of me feeling it, I'm already telling myself, like, don't be such a baby about it. So that's a way that you avoid your emotions as well. Because again, feeling emotions is not fun. Healing can be really uncomfortable. Actually, it's almost always uncomfortable. It doesn't mean it can't be fun, but there is an aspect of it that you allowing yourself to feel these emotions that you don't usually feel, and it can get really uncomfortable. I know that people make fun of healing nowadays, like it's a trend, but it's like, true healing, you're literally like sobbing on the floor with snot running down your face and tears running down your face, and it's not fun. If you want to be emotionally available, do not avoid your emotions. Do not minimize it. Don't intellectualize it. Intellectualizing again, it's like just being in your head with it, right? It's like, um, maybe I should have done this, or they should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. It's like you're in your head. Okay. And you're identifying too much with the story. Like when you just tell the story again and again and again, you're avoiding actually feeling how that thing is making you feel. Like you're just stuck in a story. I'm rolling my eyes if you're watching the video because I've been there and it's really exhausting. It's like when I went through my breakup, I was just avoiding it so much in the first few months where I was just stuck in the story. I just kept on telling the same story of what my ex did to me. And I was telling my friends about it. And I think it's because I secretly wanted them to hate him as well. But it's like I wasn't actually feeling what I needed to feel and what was coming up. The next sign of emotional unavailability, say that 10 times, unavailability is hot and cold behavior. This is probably a big one. And I know if you're listening to this, you've probably gone through it. It's like, you're open one moment, or somebody can be really open with you one moment and then the next completely withdraw. And usually this happens when intimacy deepens, like when you can feel yourself or the other person get closer. It's like one of you just like a clam, like boop, close up. I can't take it anymore. Like that's hot and cold, right? And that's a sign of emotional unavailability because it's like, oh, just as things were getting good, you kind of like step back because you physically don't have space in your body to go any deeper. And all of this is subconscious, by the way. So it's like if you don't train your body to feel everything, then your body has a cap. Like your body has a capacity as well, like a maximum capacity. The next sign is fear of vulnerability. So, like, you are avoiding hard conversations, you're avoiding deep conversations, you don't have any emotional honesty. It's like when somebody asks you what's wrong, you're like, oh no, it's fine, like everything is okay. And it's like you avoid having real, authentic conversation because you just don't want to get into feelings. And when you get deep into feelings, you just know that you don't like how it feels in your body. It's because you haven't trained your body to feel in a healthy way all of these emotions. So it's like instead of going deep and having a real conversation, you're like, everything's good, like don't worry about it. And then you just kind of stuff it in, stuff it in, stuff it in. And then one day it just explodes. And that is not fun or good. The next is pushing love away. So this is the avoidant attachment style. Do you guys know anybody like that in your life? Because I've met avoidant people and do not recommend. It's hard. But also, we meet avoidant people when we are avoidant with our own emotions. So reality is a mirror. It's only mirroring your internal beliefs. So when you become less avoidant with yourself, and this is like, sabotaging connections, like if we have a fear of rejection, abandonment, we have a fear of getting hurt, usually we have an avoidant attachment style because we don't want to experience the rejection, the abandonment, and the hurt. And so when we feel ourselves getting deeper or closer with somebody, we're just like, again, the clam, like, whoop, don't come close, don't come near me. It's kind of like that type of feeling. Okay, the next sign is overly focusing on the external. Again, this is the same thing. It's like focusing on the story. Or if somebody hurts you, you're focusing on the person. It's like, this person did this to me. I can't believe they did this to me. They always do this to me. It's like, whoa, let's not get caught up in all of these distractions and just focus on the feeling. I get this a lot with people in my world because a lot of them come to me after a breakup, and it's like instead of working on the hurt from the breakup, they're thinking about how to manifest their ex back, how to get them to text me. I can't believe they did this to me. Like, I've had clients that can remember the dates of when their ex like hurt them. Like, this is how much they're in their head. Like, they'll tell me a whole story and they're like, on November 25th. I'm like, I'm gonna stop you right there because, yeah, we're not gonna get into what happened on November 25th, and we're just gonna get back into the body now. Like, we're just gonna focus on what's happening now. I don't care what happened November 25th because that's in the past. Okay? We're gonna move on. So when you get caught up in distracting yourself that way, and also distracting yourself with your work, distracting yourself with social media, hookup culture is a lot nowadays. It's like just distracting yourself with casually dating. Like, you're not really healing. You're just focusing too much on your external. I think a healthy amount of distraction, by the way, is okay. But when you do it to completely avoid what is happening internally from actually dealing with your inner emotional life or turmoil, that's a word, right? Then that's no bueno. Okay? That's not good because you're just avoiding it. One day it's all just going to come crashing down. It's going to explode. And that's when you'll say, like, I didn't see that one coming. Like, where did that come from? And it's like, mm, you've been suppressing your emotions for a long time. By the way, all of these examples is based off of my life. So true story. Okay. So emotional unavailability really is just a way that you self-protect yourself. It's your brain's self-protection strategy. So it's not a flaw. If you have any of those signs of emotional unavailability, don't be alarmed. And I also feel like you can kind of, you know, go in and out. It's like you can be emotionally available to your parents, but not to your partner, or to your partner, but not to your parents. Like, we have different relationships with different things in our lives, right? Even with money, even with things. So this is not just for people, but it's really for the relationship that you have with everything around you. So you can listen back to this conversation and actually think about how emotionally available or unavailable you are to different areas of your life. Like, not just people, but to money, to material possessions, to your work, right? So all these things matter as well because they are in your reality. And so anything that is in your reality is, important. So let's just quickly run into how we can be. The thunder just thundered. So, how can we be more emotionally available to ourselves? So, the first step is you need to feel your feelings instead of fixing them. So, whenever something comes up and arises in your body, you just let yourself experience it. Just experience the sadness, the anger, even the joy, the bliss, the gratitude, everything. Like, you just let yourself feel it without immediately trying to fix or analyze it. I know I always talk about two people, either Joe Dispenza or Michael Singer, but honestly, Michael Singer talks about this in his book, The Untethered Soul. He's like, we don't even let things be the way that they are, in the sense that when we see a beautiful tree, we're like, oh, it's a beautiful tree. And it's like we are trying to intellectualize that beautiful tree. Like, we don't even look at something and fully be there and just feel it, right? It's like our brains are always just trying to analyze things. And I know that when you're on the healing journey, there is an aspect of yourself that you're trying to fix. If you're not watching the video, I'm doing quotations on fix. But it's like, truly, it's not about fixing yourself. Like, I just did a call inside my membership about coming back to the soul. And it's really not about fixing yourself, it's about returning home to your true self. So, when these feelings arise, and you'll be surprised when you just let your feelings be there, like in your body, it doesn't stay for a very long time. Like if you just allow the sadness to come and you're like, ooh, I'm sad. I am feeling sad right now. I am feeling sadness and it's okay. It's okay. When you accept them where they are for what they are, you'll be surprised that you don't feel them for a very long time. The only reason you stay stuck in emotional patterns is, again, you attach a story to it. You are too much in your mind about it. Okay. So feel your feelings instead of fixing them. Just feel them. Feel them. What do they feel like in your body? Don't get your mind involved. Just feel them. It's full somatic experience in your body. The second thing to become more emotionally available to yourself is to practice emotional self-validation. So again, this is not judging yourself. If anything comes up, it's like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense that I feel this way and it's okay. And again, I'm going to go back to my example with my cat. It's such a great example because it's like I was trying to minimize it. I was trying to tell myself, like, it's silly. Like, why are you so attached to your cat? And I'm like, of course I'm attached to my cat. Like my cat is, I've had her for a year and it's like, this is what relationships are. And it's like having a relationship with your cat is normal. So it's like, it makes sense that I feel this way. It makes sense that I'm a little bit fearful and I'm feeling sad and I'm like longing for her because she's not here. Like it's okay. This attachment is okay. And it's like, again, not coming to my head, not telling myself like, oh my God, why am I feeling this way about my cat? Does it mean that my cat is not okay? Like, sometimes you can make anything into a sign, but it's like, oh my God, I'm in my head. So it's coming back to the body. It's like not dismissing my emotions and telling myself like it's okay to feel this way. It's normal. It makes sense. And, kind of talking to yourself like a child, in a very loving way. Okay. And the next thing is to create space for your emotions every single day. So you can do this through journaling, meditation, tapping, breath work, just 5 or 10 minutes a day to sit with yourself and to really feel what is coming up within you. It's so important to make space for your emotions. So personally, I do meditation every single day. I do up to an hour, but I started with 10 minutes, honestly. Like, you cannot expect to be immediately great at meditation. It takes practice, just like everything else. And it's okay. It's okay if you find it difficult to sit for 5 minutes. Start with two. Like, just sit with yourself and ask yourself what is coming up right now. And then you just work on that. And again, not judging yourself, not minimizing it, not attaching it to a story. Just feel it. Notice it, witness it, allow it to, flow through you. I would say the last thing really is to just set the intention to always be available to yourself and your emotions no matter what is coming up. So really it's just telling yourself like I choose to stay connected even when it's hard. I choose to feel my emotions even when it's uncomfortable. So when you can build this self-trust within yourself, um, this is how you start having a healthy relationship with yourself and your emotions because you're basically priming your brain and you're teaching your brain that like you're never gonna let yourself down. Like you're always gonna be okay. No matter what is happening, my body is capable of feeling everything is okay and I'm safe. Like it's safe for my body to feel every emotion. All right. And lastly, how being emotionally available to yourself naturally attracts a healthy partner. When you become emotionally available, your energy will shift instantly because you will no longer chase love to fill a void because you will become love. You will become that emotion that you are seeking outside of you. You will also learn to unconsciously filter out emotionally unavailable partners because you're no longer resonating from a place of like emotional starvation. You're no longer saying, like, oh, if I'm not with this person, how can I get love? You're no longer going to think or feel that way because you don't need anyone to give you anything. You don't need anyone to give you love. You can do that yourself. You don't need bare minimum attention because you're able to go deep within yourself. So actually surface level conversations, attention, and like surface level things just don't quench your thirst. Like surface level thing just won't do it anymore for you. Like it'll almost be a turnoff, right? Like people that are not able to meet you where you are, it will naturally just fall apart. And you're not even going to be sad about that because you have such a healthy relationship with yourself that you're like, okay, if this person is not able to go deep or have a deep conversation with me or runs away at the, slight mention of something that's important to me, I don't need to have this person in my life. So love actually becomes about sharing this wholeness and not like you filling an emptiness within yourself or expecting somebody else to fill something within you. Or, oh my God, I just realized how wrong that sounds, but sorry. But yeah, like you're not just expecting somebody else to like, fill anything. You know what I mean, right, guys? Lastly, you will also recognize and choose partners naturally who can just meet you emotionally where you are because you're already meeting yourself. And it's not like you want your partner to fill some, missing pieces in your puzzle, but it's more like both of you are equally whole and you're coming together from the same space. And this doesn't mean that you need to be healed or you need to be perfect for, for you to find this person because honestly, this healing journey is exactly that. It's a journey. It doesn't really end. Like it's just like a constant peeling off of these layers of conditioning and it's just like things in your outside world just constantly help you to meet yourself deeper and deeper. So really this is not like a journey that will end, like it is a journey. That's why they call it the healing journey. So it's more about like keeping yourself open all the time. It's more about that openness, about not being afraid to feel any emotions, not being afraid to experience any circumstances. It's always operating from the heart. It's about telling yourself everything is okay. I'm okay. I can feel it's safe for my body to feel this. Whatever is coming up, it's okay. Like I am safe. I can do this. I can handle this. And both you and your partner can co-regulate. And you're not judging one another for feeling any emotions. It's like if your partner is feeling a certain way, you're not seeing it as a threat or an attack to you, but you're actually able to meet them at that space as well. And knowing that, okay, this is not like a forever thing. Like my partner is going through something, or your partner can look at you and be like, okay, she's, feeling a little anxious and they're not gonna shut out. They're not gonna give you the cold shoulder. It's not gonna be like a hot and cold behavior. It's gonna be like, okay, this is what my partner is feeling right now. We can go through this. We're on the same side. We're on each other's team, right? Like it's not like me versus you. That's what healthy co-regulation looks like. And the most important thing when it comes to like manifesting, right? It's like always remembering that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are being. So if you are constantly attracting emotionally unavailable partners, it's okay to ask yourself the hard question of where am I unavailable to myself? And if you cannot find that answer, it's okay to say, like, oh, this person is not for me. My reality is just showing me somebody that I don't desire to be with. And thank you for showing me that contrast because if you didn't show me this, I wouldn't actually know exactly what I want. But just know that, like, when you are emotionally available to your emotions, you can call in somebody who is emotionally available to theirs. Okay. So the reflection for you in this episode is to ask yourself, what emotions am I still afraid to feel fully? What emotions am I still afraid to feel fully? And then where do I still abandon myself emotionally? Which areas of your life are you still abandoning yourself emotionally? And the last reflection, what would it look like to become the safe space I've always wanted from others? So all of these emotions that you're desiring from someone else, what if you gave them to you first? What if you became your own safe space? What is the worst thing that could happen if you did that? That is how you find out your subconscious beliefs. Like, what are you actually afraid of? If you were to give yourself the love, the validation, the freedom, the gratitude, and you don't seek it from anything outside of you, not from a person, not from money, not from experiences, not from circumstances, but you give that to you. Everything is within you. I love that quote from Tony Robbins. All I need is within me now. All I need is within me now. I would repeat that to myself so much, like last year when I was going through, my kind of dark night of the soul and just feeling disconnected from myself. And I was trying to cling on to things outside of me to give me certain things. And I'm like, no, all I need is within me now. And it really helped me to move through very deep emotions. So, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope that it helped you, and share this episode with anyone who you think might benefit from this. And if you like this episode, please comment below, tell me how it resonates. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, you can rate me now. And you could also leave comments on Spotify. How fun is that? It was really great to talk to you. Why do I feel like I'm in a meeting? Like, it was amazing to speak to you. But I just love doing these episodes. So thank you so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then give me a rating, because it really helps, the algorithm to send this episode out to more people. And also give me 5 stars. Okay? Please give me 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching. Message me on TikTok, on Instagram, join my courses, ask me any questions that you want on social media. I will always reply to your messages. I get a lot of them, but I will always reply. Okay? Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.